we're back with Jackie Obreshko, and we are here on draft day. Now, we know who number one's going to be. It is going to be my boy Mendoza from Indiana, going number one to the Raiders. We don't even need to see it happen. We just know it's going to happen. And what a pickup that's going to be for the Raiders. I mean, Geno Smith, he's all right. But, oh man, Mendoza's going to fucking destroy out in Vegas. And I cannot wait to see that next year. I have no idea what's really coming. I haven't really looked too much in the draft kind of stock of one down, I'll be completely honest. But we're going to jump straight in. Just make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button if you want to see more, maybe kind of draft-centered reactions or draft videos. I'm not too sure what you want to see. Let me know in the comments. Let's go.
With the first pick in the
We know it's coming.
2026 NFL Draft,
We know it's coming.
the Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, Indiana.
My boy. Man.
Just like we drew it up, time for Welcome to Prime Time.
I
presented
loved
by
watching
Five.
him
You
last
can see the
season
reaction
in the college.
from Mendoza, his family.
Obviously, we
This
follow
is what we
Indiana.
had
That's our team
anticipated. He's
here
been
on the channel.
outstanding
That's
in
our
so many
college
of his
team.
interviews throughout the course of this process.
And
First
Mendoza was the
Heisman
main
Trophy
reason
winner
for
that
that.
Indiana has had, leading that Hoosiers team to a national championship. And
so
when it's
good
all
to watch
said
that
and
last
done,
year.
this is now the new face of the franchise, Bucky. And look, there's still a lot of positives here around what his game
I
can
can't
bring.
wait.
Yeah, a lot of positives about.
I
what he
cannot
can bring
wait
in.
to watch
Look,
him in the NFL.
We talk about the quarterback position and so many different things. A lot of times,
I'm not going to pause this too many times because this is a long video, but let me know if you're watching this right now. What Cam Ward going number one or number two last year? I think it was number one, right, to the Titans. I think this is a bigger QB draft kind of thing than Cam Ward was. And maybe that's because Cam Ward went to the Titans. And the Titans are shit, no offense to any Titans fans. But do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is just a bigger thing.
coaches.
Cam Ward's great.
Accuracy,
Cam Ward's
decision-making.
great.
But the other part that they leave out is
this-
toughness. And the one thing that we've seen
Maybe we look
from
at the top
Fernando
10
Mendoza is a level of toughness that your franchise
Top 10
quarterback
players highlights,
must
maybe.
exhibit.
That's a good
When
idea
you
for
talk about
videos.
being the franchise quarterback, it's about grabbing the ball each and every week, showing up for your team. And he has shown the ability to take some wicked shots and deliver. In fact, some of his best moments have come after those big hits. You can't
cool.
question his courage. You can't question his arm talent and his ability.
Jets
Now it's
have got
about
two
putting
picks in the
together and
first and
surrounding
two
with the
in the
right
second.
things.
Okay.
But if you're a Raiders fan, you should be excited about the quarterback that you have.
You know, Bucky made a great point. His toughness is one of the things that really stands out for me.
Wait,
And
what? Geno Smith's gone to the Jets?
I go back to 2024. He got the brakes beaten off of him at Cal. And usually, a lot of quarterbacks will start seeing ghosts. They speed up their process.
Who went from the Raiders
The
from the
internal
Falcons?
clock gets messed up. You know, we see it sometime in the NFL. He didn't let
You
that
know who I
happen
mean.
to him.
With the second pick in the 2026 NFL Draft,
Cousins.
the New York Jets select David Bailey, linebacker, Texas Tech.
I'm not sure about Bailey, so we're going to have to be checking his videos out.
So we have
He
discussed
looks
this on
cool,
Mock
though.
Draft Live over the last month. Would it be Bailey? Would it be Reese? And the Jets going with the guy that most of our experts, including both you, Bucky, and Lance, have said, hey, the most ready right now of
we
the
think,
edge players. Tied for the FBS lead, 14.5 sacks. Dude's a game wrecker.
Yeah, he's a game record. The
running
reason
back
why this decision was easy
going
for
to
the
the
Jets
Giants.
because
Love, was
you're
it?
going for the polished player. When you're the New York Jets and you need someone to
That's
get
the only
home,
other, like-
there are not many that are better than this guy.
The
When
only
you look
other
at
kind
David
of player I
Bailey,
can think of.
Speed, power, explosiveness.
14.5 sacks last year.
That
Wow,
first step,
39
get off
pressures,
that dip and rip
25.
move that he
Second
shows. He wins
in the
time and time
FBS.
again. But he
I don't
also
like
is
that.
crafty when he works inside. The thing that I
29
like about
sacks.
him and some of these other guys,
Wow.
the motor,
He's got
the
some good
relentless
stats.
competitive
He's gonna be
spirit
interesting
that
to
he
watch for the
displays.
Jets. Is he gonna
He
help
has an
that
opportunity
Jets?
to be a game breaker. I know people talk about the run defense.
Probably not.
But this
Jets
game is
aren't
about
gonna do it
knocking down
again.
the quarterback.
But, you know, it'll be...
Few that do it as good as him.
It'd be
He's
interesting.
got some really, so his get off is great and stay in phase one. What really impresses me is
Nah,
phase
that
two,
suits
because his
him.
reaction to whatever
Nah,
pass
that
set he
suits him.
sees is outstanding. Those are
I think he's
natural
gonna be great
rush
for the
instincts he
Jets.
has. So if he sees you over,
Then that's not about him putting that cap on.
quickly with a spin move. If he sees you're a little bit late on your second slide, he
Wow.
hits the gas
Nah.
and is going to.
I'm taking
to
it back.
turn
I think the
corner,
Jets are
bend
gonna
on
do
you
something.
and burn the edge. So he's really good at really instinctively finding the best ways to get into the pocket. And as Bucky mentioned, he is a high motor player. He's also kind of a throwback, right? There's no gloves,
nah,
there's
that
no
suits him.
pads, there's nothing on the wrist, no bands.
With the third pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love,
Wow.
running back, Notre Dame.
I thought he was going to go to the Giants, I'll be honest. I thought he was going to
Depending
go to
on
the
who you talk
Giants.
to, they'll tell you that Jeremiah Love is the best player in this class. Certainly one of the most dynamic
I mean, the
offensive
Giants
players,
didn't
if
need
not
him.
the most dynamic offensive player. Guys,
But in my head, he was going
I
to
got
the
a Heisman
Giants.
vote. There was a point, and he did finish in my
Okay.
top 3, but I wanted so badly midway through the season. I'm like, this is the guy.
Okay.
It ended up going, obviously, to Fernando, my vote at least. But the Cardinals, they have so many needs here. What are they getting with Jeremiah?
Special.
I think that's a great pickup for the
Special
Cardinals.
player. Terrific with the ball in
Especially
his
because I can't
hands. He
even
can do
think
it as
who
a
the
runner
Cardinals
inside and
running back
outside.
is
He can
right
catch
now.
the ball on the perimeter. He can take it a distance from anywhere on the field. Look, going all the way back to my time scouting, Reggie Bush was the running back that I gave the highest grade to. This guy's right there neck and neck. The things that
Wow.
he is able to do, that lateral jump cut that he shows, how loose and explosive he is,
Notre
what he
Dame.
consistently does in terms of make you miss. Oh, how many times
40
can we see him
touchdowns
jump
in the
and
last
huddle
2
over
seasons.
people?
That was
Exactly.
This is what
touchdowns.
he
Exactly
does.
4 on this
I
video is
mean,
what you're gonna see.
I think he's a
all the
receiving
time catching the
threat.
ball out the backfield. We just talk about the guys that have
I
traditionally
think he's going to
been
make that
taken in the top
Cardinals a
10.
little bit more.
Saquon Barkley, CMC, Bijan Robinson. There haven't been many running backs to miss, and he's going to be another one because he's a can't-miss prospect
Wow.
at a position.
Like I said, I
He's
don't
somebody,
think the Giants needed
during
him.
the process that I've begun to like more and more. I watched him the first time I watched him. I'm like, he's
But
kind
I
of
wanted
running
to
up
see
on
him
his
at the
running
Giants.
backs. He's not running on his blockers. He's not running with a lot of tempo and pace. And you start nitpicking, and then going through this process and watching some of the exos and the videos that we put together, and you say, "Oh wow, he did that." Oh wow, like you get a little different view on
Does
those
it suit
cameras
him?
than you do
Does
on
it
all
suit
22,
him?
and you start to recognize how loose and
Yeah,
limber
that suits him.
and how
That
rare
suits
he
him.
is with his the way he makes you miss. Is he's explosive in making you miss as well, and I didn't know that was even possible for you to be
Who's the Giants gonna
explosive
pick
in
up
your
that, Reese?
elusiveness, and yet that's what he is. You know what he is.
I mean,
Mike,
I'm not trying to judge by here. I'm trying to think in my head what the Giants would need, and I don't know.
is he's a home run hitter.
Would they
with
take
power.
Tate?
With the 4th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate.
But why did the Titans? It says do the Titans have the Giants pick? Or have I been looking at that all wrong? Oh, I've been looking at that wrong. Oh. Okay.
With the
Well, I
4th
got my pick right, but
in
just the wrong
2026
team.
NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Carnell Tate,
Yeah.
wide receiver, Ohio State.
Wow. You know what?
Yo, Bucky, you were touting your.
I
your mock
think
draft.
that's
You
a
said you're
good
2 for
pickup.
2. Did you have Love at 3?
I did not.
Okay. Did you have Tate at 4?
Well, it depends because I had 2 different mock drafts, but I did not have Cornell Tate at 4. However, this is interesting.
technically
It's
I
an
had Tate at
interesting
5,
pick because
but-
there was conversation the entire time about him being the weapon that the Tennessee Titans need. Have a number 1 receiver that can grow with Cam Ward.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good
You just
pickup.
I wondered about Carnell Tate in terms of like he's as polished as they come, outstanding route runner, big
huge
time
catch
acrobatic
radius.
pass catcher, hand-eye coordination is off the charts. The polish on the routes, fantastic. He made a ton of plays and got better and better over time. And I know I saw the comp down there, Chris Olave, but when I see him, I see that 17, and I think about
Wow.
Devontae Adams in terms of the way Devontae Adams ran, and you think about that 4.5 40 times.
I think
He's
it's
run
a
by lot of
great
people on
pickup
tape.
for the Titans.
Outstanding playmaker.
It's annoying I was
Pass
reading
catcher.
that wrong
As
down
a
the bottom there,
three-level
but-
playmaker, short, intermediate, and deep. Tennessee Titans are getting it going.
Yeah,
I think too much was
they're
made
not
of
going to have a
for
winning
time,
season still, I'm going to
initially
be
after
honest.
the
But
combine. Ultimately, when you watch his tape, look, yes, he plays next to a monster
Giants have the 5 out
in
of
Jeremiah
10.
Smith. I mean, he
Fifth
plays
and
next to an
10th, I should
absolute
say.
monster that we're going to talk about, in a draft coming soon. But Carnell Tate, even though he's a wide receiver too, he doesn't drop the ball. He's got great hands. He runs great routes. He has complete body control, not only through his routes, but also when the ball's in the air. So
175
he's
yards,
a
no
very
touchdowns.
reliable target. He's someone that
Definitely
you
a
wanna
player
give
we're
Cam
gonna
Ward
watch,
someone that he can grow
highlight videos on.
with. And
We
the
do that
same
for all
way
the top
Aaron
10.
Rodgers had Devontae Adams, and they became close on and off the field. You want that same thing developing.
would have
with
liked
your
him on the
your young
Giants, though. I'm
quarterback
gonna be
and one of
honest, I
his
would.
Top receivers, and I think that's what you want out of Carnell Tate. Listen, wide
who
receivers
was the running back
from
for the
Ohio
Giants? I'm
State,
trying
they
to remember.
translate.
I've been trying to remember for like
In
10 minutes. Is it
partnership
Scatterby?
with the
So they
Tragedy
would have taken love,
Assistance
actually, when I
Program
think
for
about that.
Survivors, TAPS, one of the NFL's Salute to Service partners, we are honored to recognize the surviving family of United States Army Major Paul C. Volke. Major Volke sustained tragic fatal injuries while deployed in Afghanistan. He is survived by his spouse, Tracy, and their 2 sons, Andrew and Benjamin.
Damn.
Major Volkey was raised in the
Whoa,
Hudson
hold on
Valley.
a minute. And I'm really sorry to pause you on that. Where the fuck has Dexter Lawrence gone? Right, I have not been keeping up good enough in this. Where on earth has Dexter Lawrence
gone?
gone?
Lifelong fan of the New York Giants, a tradition he proudly passed on to his sons.
Man.
Volkey family, take it away.
The lady
With
will
the
reach
5th
them,
overall
surely.
pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New York Football Giants select Arvell Reese, linebacker from the Ohio State University.
Great pickup. Great pickup.
So many of the mock drafts on NFL.com had him going to New York. It was just the other team, the Jets. Instead, he is now a member of the Giants,
What the fuck is
filling
Dexter
a
gone?
potential need on that defense as well. But you guys have been telling me on Mock
Bengals.
Draft Live, upside, upside, upside for this player.
It's my top rated
And they
player
traded
on the
him for
board,
that
but
number
it's
10 pick.
based on projection, but I like my chances with his projection. He's got length. He's got speed.
Man, I've been out
He's
of the
got
loop on this.
versatility. He's got a lot of what you need to become a really good NFL player and a really impactful NFL player. He can play off-ball linebacker.
I'm not
It'll be
familiar
interesting
with
to see
Reese,
if-
so again, he's
if
another player we're
the
gonna be
Giants
checking out,
have him do
highlights
that
on.
some. His instincts, I think, are average right now, but he's got the ability to use his athletic
Lawrence
ability
had
to
the
play past his
Bengals.
instincts. You see this. He's already got some knockback pop. You saw him
I
with
mean,
a little dip and run there as a
I wanna
pass
see if
rusher.
they pick
He
up
doesn't
at number
even really
10
know
because-
how to rush yet, and he can still go get the quarterback.
I love
And
Dexter
Bucky, what I
Lawrence.
really like is you can set him loose in a lot of different alignments defensively.
With the 6th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane, defensive back, LSU.
Maybe I'll stop sleeping on Mansour Delane.
Time for power.
I mean, this is obviously Zerling's, whatever the fuck your name is. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, no. I think, again, I'm just going off what we're kind of seeing here in the top players there.
Power moves presented
Yeah.
by Energizer Delane, the 6th total player from LSU the Chiefs have drafted in each
I was
round
expecting them
since
to go
1990.
offensive, to be
All
honest.
6 of those have been, though,
I was expecting them to pick
in
up an
the
offensive
first
player.
round. Delane clearly fitting a need because we've talked about the secondary. Trent McDuffie now rocking a Rams uniform. They clearly love this dude enough to move up a couple selections to go and grab
Number
him.
3
Fair
player on
enough.
the board for me, the entire board,
Wow.
and maybe the most impressive player I saw. He and David Bailey on tape all year. I absolutely loved his
I'm
tape.
just judging by what I
could
saw
not
from the Chiefs last
stop
year, like-
raving about him to texting different
Mahomes
people
had
around
no
the league
options.
who-
Unless, like I
have
said,
you seen
I have been out of the loop. So unless they've picked up some kind of good offensive options for Mahomes, who I don't know if he'll even play next year. I don't even check those injury. I'm so far out of the loop, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend I'm not. We've just been focusing on baseball. But, like, do you know, in my head, the Chiefs needed to go and get someone offensively because there was no real options. There was no real options.
Ian, what
for
did
them.
you think of him? You know, he is so sticky in coverage, his man-to-man coverage. He played with a level of confidence, and I think it stems from his ability to change direction quickly. He's got
So, unless
top
they've gone
rate
out and
speed, as we
acquired
saw
through
at his pro day.
trades
So he knows he can play vertically,
or
but he will sit
free
on
agency,
routes. He's got
some
great
decent offensive
anticipation.
players.
He's got
This does
good
slightly
ball
surprise me.
skills. He has shorter arms, under 31 inches. But Bucky, the thing that
All
I really
my
like about
own
him is you can
opinions.
stick him in zone.
You
he's
will
got
all
ball
have different
skills.
opinions.
You can play a man-to-man, and he can either
Who's up
press
next then?
or
The
play off
Commanders.
man coverage. Clearly,
Hey,
Kansas City
it does
moved up
suit
with
him,
the
though.
idea that we can either get Delane
he does
or we can
look-
get
he
Reese.
does look
But we'll
like he
take
belongs
either
to
one
the
of them.
Chiefs.
We know that we've got a guy that we really want. I had him mocked
What
to
a
the
suit
Chiefs
as well. I love
9,
that.
I believe in my last mock.
No white man can
And
pull
this
that
is a
off.
big
Let's
need
be
for them. They
honest.
just lost 2
That is a
corners.
cool
It
ass
is
suit.
rare to find a corner that can do it all.
I like that.
His
I like
toolbox
that.
is completely full. Whether we play off, play
I
up,
couldn't pull
we
that
play
suit
man,
off.
we play zone, we want to play inside, play outside, you want to blitz him, he can do all of the things.
With the 7th pick in
we
the
see it, man.
2026 NFL Draft,
Not a clue who
the
that is.
Washington Commanders select Sonny Styles,
Okay.
linebacker, Ohio State.
I'll be honest, there's another
The
player I'm
linebacker
not remotely
leading a
familiar
national
with.
championship team with 82 tackles.
So I
You
look
go
forward
back
to
to the
checking his highlights
combine
out.
among the linebackers. Fastest 40. Best vert. longest broad jump, and it seems like, Bucky, your intel was spot on this guy.
No, this is
we should have paid a bit more attention
Bobby
when it came to,
Wagner
like,
near the end of the run. You have Dan Quinn,
they
who's
call it
looking
when
at
they go
Sonny
and do
Styles and the
the-
athleticism and all the things that he brings to the table. He's excited about it.
Combined.
And when we think about him, I made a comparison, a mix
He's a
of Fred
freaky
Warner
athlete.
and Kyle
Fred-
Hamilton in terms
is
of
that who
a guy
you're
that can play
putting him as?
safety,
Okay.
move down the linebacker, and just be a freak athlete in the middle of that defense.
comparing him to
When
Freddie
you look
Boy.
at the Washington Commanders, man, they need some sizzle inside. Somebody that can
They
make
do.
some plays, and Sonny Styles certainly can provide that. There you see him coming downhill, making
Nice.
play after play, getting off blocks, getting to the ball, being able just to be a menace at the second level. Sonny Styles has a lot of tools that you want in a new school defense. Just being able to move around and do some different things.
I'm
Dan
looking
Quinn,
forward to
yeah,
watching him play for
creative
the
with scheme.
Yeah, I think
Washington.
he's just scratching the surface too. Because
I always wanna call
you
them the
move from
Redskins
safety
still.
to linebacker. When you watch him on tape, you don't always feel like you're getting everything that he has.
Who's
But I think
picking
that
now, the
also
Saints?
comes with still learning the position and learning to
I
unlock
couldn't
the
even-
entire
I
toolbox.
barely even acknowledged
it's
the
like a
Saints
cake,
last
right?
year,
You
I'm
got
gonna be
all the
honest.
ingredients on the table. You just want to bake it with him because
They picked up
once you
Etienne?
bake those, once those ingredients
Okay.
get added together and matched
Okay,
together,
that's a good
you've
pickup
got
for the
a
Saints.
three-down menace in
That's a
Sonny
good pickup
Styles,
for
and
the
this is a
Saints.
guy with traits. He's got explosiveness athletically, and then he's got the
Yeah, that
ability to
suits him.
mismatch you on third down.
That
So it's
suits
always
him.
nice to have a player that you can match up on.
I love his
tight ends
SS
that are,
kind of love
the
thing
old
he's
school
got in there. I like
Travis
that.
old school, the Travis Kelce's of the world, or Trey McBride's. Now all of a sudden, or Kenyon Sadiq's coming up. We're going to stick a we're going to stick a former safety on these guys, and we're going to slow them down.
Oh, his dad played in the NFL, sorry.
In the 2026 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jordan Tyson, wide receiver,
Wow.
Arizona
Wow.
State.
Okay.
So the Saints taking the wide receiver, Jordan Tyson out of ASU. This is a
Wow.
guy who is well thought of. The comp, Bucky, that you gave us on Mock Draft Live was JSN, but injury concerns, I think, loom for this player.
Yeah, injury concerns are, look, a major concern because look,
I like
18
it.
games he's missed.
I like the
during
Saints
his
picking up an offensive player.
college career. That's a lot of time that's off. However, if he
Durability
makes it to the
concerns,
field,
okay.
he's a problem. Because when you talk about number one wide receivers, he's as natural as come as a number one wide receiver. This is a guy that can run every route in the book. He does it effortlessly in terms of consistently creating separation. He has all those things. He can stair step, he can stutter, he can make plays down the field, he can catch the underneath ball. He has terrific hands in terms of watching his acrobatic ball skills, hand-eye
okay.
coordination. It is
some hang
easy
time
for
on him.
Jordan Tyson off the edges. If
Strong hands,
healthy,
yeah, strong hands.
we're talking about someone very similar to JSN in terms of the impact that he'll make on the perimeter.
Supernatural.
We compared him
I
to
talked to Heinz Ward
JSN,
about
are we?
him when I
Okay.
was writing on my profile. What he did
Okay.
background.
One of my favorite players in the whole league.
He said he can play all three positions. So he's got that versatility, which coaches love. A guy who can play all three positions. He's very smart in
Bro,
terms
I
of
couldn't
understanding the
even tell you who
playbook.
the Browns
Great
would
body
want.
control, as Bucky mentioned, the ability to win the high point.
I don't think they need
what
to
I
go
love is he's a
offensively.
catch space hog. Like when it's time to go own the catch space, he's going to hog it up. The workspace is his.
2013.
He's going to make that catch.
Ah, man, he's
Heinz talked
emotional.
about having him learn how to tempo his
Ah,
routes. Little
yes,
things
let's go,
that I
big
think
man.
a guy like Heinz would
Ah, I love
really
that.
help him with. And that's what
Show
he's
your
able to do. This is a
emotions,
great
my boy.
moment right here.
See, if you
and
get
Heinz
me a
talked
little bit
about This is the
emotional.
kind of passion he has.
I like that.
You know, he showed up early when Heinz said,
I actually
"You
got a
I need
tear
you at
on my
6
eye, I can
o'clock."
feel
He was
it.
there at 5:55 to go watch me.
Oh,
He was there
I love
waiting
this.
To go get
Wish
the
I had a
work
pen.
in. Stayed late
His
to
name
get
would
the
be
work
going
in.
straight down in the
He
notebook
does the
compared
work,
to-
and it shows up on the field.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
With the 9th pick in the
Wow.
2026
Man, that got
NFL
me.
Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Spencer Fano, tackle, Utah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, he's a big
Fired up.
boy. Oh, he's going to cause some
This
damage.
feels like an important pick from a
Yeah.
Cleveland perspective. A whole lot of holes
Now I
on
see
this
it.
roster. They
Now I
trade
see it.
back with the Kansas City Chiefs, who moved up to the 6th selection. They get a 3rd round and a 5th round pick. So right now, Lance, 11th total selections. We're now 10
Oh, I
after
think this is
Yeah,
going to
and
be
they,
good.
and, you know, so I've learned something. So when you evaluate talent, you try to sharpen your process. And something I learned from Bucky Brooks, listening to him, is there's always little pieces you tie together.
he's
you gotta
strong.
you tie different things together.
He's
Follow
strong.
you gotta
Oh, I like
follow
this.
the little information points.
Oh, it's gonna be
Tom
good for the
Telesco,
Browns.
Formerly of the Chargers, is consulting with the Browns. He's very familiar with left tackle. Who's there right now?
Oh, and quick. Yeah, look at that quick
He's
feet
very
there.
familiar with
Here, ready?
Left tackle.
Bang, 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 bang.
Who's there right now?
Redirect
Starting left
easy.
tackle. I'm blanking out. Now.
Oh,
I'm gonna like this.
No, from the Chargers.
Oh, I'm gonna like that for the Browns. Let's
Rashawn
go.
Slater.
Yeah, Rashawn Slater. Slater, shorter arm player, right? And so I'm worried. I'm sitting there thinking, well,
that's
Spencer
good.
Fano's got sub 33.
I'm actually
arms.
gassed for that one.
But Telesco's already seen it work with shorter arm guys, so they're going to bump.
I always
want
want to see the Browns do
Big time
well.
pick for the Browns.
I see them as like the little underdoggy
In the
little boys.
2026 NFL Draft, the
We
New
see the
York
Giants.
Giants select Francis Noah, tackle,
Wow.
Miami.
Another big boy. We like it. We like it.
Art, if you're a Giants fan, you know it has been a revolving door on that offensive line. If you came into this draft thinking, hey, what direction could the G-men go? A slew of help in the secondary,
25
maybe
first
some
team,
help in the
Mulligan.
defense
Oh,
with the
great
fifth
pick up
overall
there.
selection. Orville Reese
I'm not familiar
was
with
that
him.
guy.
I've gotta be
on our
honest.
mock draft lives. Both you guys at times
Jacobs
had a
blocked the
wide
trophy.
receiver
Win,
to
okay.
entice
Huge
him
power
in there,
half.
but he got taken
Paul
off the
Tom-
board. Instead,
Pamela.
they go with
Hummel?
the big body up front.
Handles
Love this,
power.
don't you, Bucky? I mean, you always talk about the hog
Damn.
mollies.
Yeah, look, you talk about Francis Noah being able to come over. And this is what's interesting about him. Is he a right tackle or do they move him into right guard? Because Jermaine Illuminor is on the side. Or can Jermaine go inside? Regardless, to me, this is a meat and potatoes draft right now for the New York Giants. All the sizzle that we talked about, they bypassed that. They took a defensive player that can affect the line of scrimmage. And I had one of my buddies tell me, think Micah Parsons for them in
Wow.
New York. And then Francis Noah being able to road grade, maul and mash. Now trying to create some space for Scatterboo while also protecting your guy, Jackson
Yeah,
Dart.
look, Jackson Dart has taken off. I think there's some concerns about him taking a whole lot of hits, and they want him in the pocket. In some ways, too, Lance, and you know this, I mean,
Scaboo and
both
Dart,
of these
like I said
selections
when we watched the
feel
NFL reactions last year.
Harbaugh-esque.
They're my
They
boys.
got really good. They got probably their top players on the board at maybe both positions.
And
I
he's
don't know
gonna,
that for a fact. I do know that Noah is
he's gonna
probably
bring
their
some
top
great
guard or
kind of block to
tackle.
the defense.
They do have a spot at right guard where he could slide in and play right away. As Bucky mentioned, Jermaine Illuminor also has some guard experience. They'll figure that out. Just go get a good football player. It's the same thing with our
So good seeing people live out their
We'll
dreams,
figure it
man.
out. You go draft.
It makes you a
good
little bit
football players,
emotional. I ain't
and
even gonna say it live.
Francis Noah is a really good football player that I think has a chance to be a Pro Bowl guard. I like him more as a guard than tackle, to be honest with you.
Wow. Yeah, no, I think what we're going to do then is we're going to react to all 10 of the players individually. I got to just check out their season highlights, and they are going to be the 10 players that we are going to really focus on when the season starts in 5 months' time or 4 months' time. I don't even know what day of the week we are. But, I'm seeing now, obviously, like I said, beginning of the video, that Kirk Cousins has gone to the Raiders. A lot of people said he will start the first couple games and bring Mendoza in kind of like, I don't want that. I want Mendoza game 1. But look, we'll see. Let me know what you think down below. And of course, if you don't, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. And hope you all have a great day. Peace.